Hello everyone, Boozy here. I'm doing a quick video to explain how arena brackets work. This is requested specifically by another, subscriber in another video that I did quite a while back, and I apologize that it's taken me so long to get to this. And this is really a video I should have done a very long time ago, but let's get right into it here. I'm going to post a link to a fantastic article I found online that actually has all of the brackets written out. So that you can kind of use that as a reference. It has a good chart on it. I'll post that in the description to this video below, so that you can click on that as kind of a supplemental to this video. And that'll help you plan out your brackets and where you're going to wind up being and how you plan it out. But I have this kind of special setup here. I'm sharing Hustle Castle on my entire desktop as well as Excel to the left, so I can show you some of the bracket stuff, how it works, and so forth and so on. Arena brackets, real quick. This seems to be the single subject that I see the most confusion on. I get asked about it all the time. I see a lot of comments and stuff like that on the official Hustle Castle Facebook page. And I see this as a lot of source of frustration, and it's not the frustration that most people think. We see a lot of frustration on there that is people saying fix the matchmaking in the arenas or fix the brackets or something like that. And all this is this is people that don't know how the system works. That's all it is, because there's nothing wrong with the brackets. The brackets work fine. They work totally as intended. There are no bugs. There's nothing like that. Now, there are other debates that you can have, like should there be more brackets, things like that, but there's nothing wrong with that. There's also nothing wrong with the matchmaking system. The only reason that or not you, but, the people that are making those complaints and stuff like that on the Facebook pages, the only reason that they're usually that I see that they're having those issues is because they simply don't understand the brackets and they don't know what they're doing. The reason I know that is because inevitably when we ask them, hey, post your picture of your squad, they post a screenshot, and then it's very, very clear that, okay, well, this is the reason, is because you don't know what you're doing. You have, this is your squad makeup, this is your level range, and you're in a bracket that's way over your head, and it's very obvious that you don't know how the brackets work. So without further ado, let me show you how the brackets work here. It's pretty easy to get the hang of once you have it. It's just you kind of need to have that grid laid out so that you can see all the brackets, because there's quite a lot of them. So the bracket format, a lot of people get confused because, you'll see a one number dash and then another number when you actually get into the arena to do some fighting. And those numbers are the low end and top end points that you can get for hitting targets in the arena. The first one being, if you hit somebody below you, and then the second one being if you hit somebody above you. So like if you're hitting somebody below you and it's worth a maximum of 50 points, and then somebody above you hitting a maximum of 75 points, you might see in the bottom left-hand corner that the tournament says that you're in the 50-75. That's not your actual bracket at all. A lot of people think that that's the brackets. That's not your bracket, okay? That is a way you can reference the bracket that you're in, but it's not your bracket. Your bracket is this little number up here. Now, this is not all the brackets. This is just a few of them. So this is the format of the brackets when you're referencing them. The first number before the dash represents how many maximum amount of fighters that your barracks can hold, okay? I am TR10 right now. My barracks is level 6. I can hold up to 6 fighters in my barracks. The vast majority of the player base in this game, their barracks can hold up to 4 fighters in there. So, in this example, their first number would be 4. The second number is the weird number that's kind of hard to get to, okay? So bear with me here. I'm going to try my best to explain it. The second number is the maximum average fighter level of all dwellers in your entire castle, but just how many ever your barracks can hold. Okay, so let's keep with this example here of the 4-30 bracket, okay? If you have a barracks that can only hold 4 fighters, now you can train 15 fighters in your castle, and some of them can be, they can be cooks, whatever. Let's see if I can find one, because I actually have some of them. Let's see. Okay, here's a decent example here. This character has a level 20 at Carpenter, but a level 27 at Fighter. You may have some of these in there, okay, that are like that. You can have as many fighters as you want. You can cross-train jobs, whatever you want. For the purposes of determining your bracket, your arena bracket, it will take how many ever fighters your barracks can hold. Mine holds 6. But in this example, we're going to go with a 4-30. Let's say your barracks can only hold 4 fighters in it right now. It is going to take your highest 4 fighters, your highest level 4 fighters of all dwellers in your entire castle. Okay? So, in this same example up here, let's see. It's not going to look at any other job, alchemist, treasurer, carpenter, what have you. It's not going to look at any other job other than fighter level. That's the only thing that matters, which, by the way, I have also tested. As a side note, bonus tip here, if you increase your fighters' levels in other jobs, it does not affect their stats. Okay, so if you take your fighter and you upgrade their cook skill all the way to max, it will not increase their stats in their fighter, their hit points or whatever. It doesn't do anything. But for the purposes of determining the arena bracket, it focuses on the fighter job skill only. Okay, so if your barracks holds 4 fighters, it will find the highest level 4 fighters from all dwellers in your entire castle. This is important because a lot of people think that if they take, in here, I have a lot of level 85 and I have 1 level 100. A lot of people think that I'll just take my high level guy and move him outside my barracks and replace him with somebody else, and we'll go back into the arena and it'll lower my bracket. That doesn't work, okay? Because it's going to take it from, in my specific circumstance, because mine holds 6, it's going to take my highest 6 fighters from my entire castle, okay? My entire castle. So if yours holds 4, it's going to take your highest 4 fighters in your entire castle. And then it's going to average them out. So using this example, and we're going to do the 4-40. Well, let's do 30. Screw it. Oops. Okay. So let's say I have 4 level 30 fighters in my castle. That averages out to level 30. That's going to put me in the 4-30 bracket. Okay? So, can I level 1 to level 31 and have it keep me in the 4-30 bracket? The answer is yes, and the reason being is because the game rounds down. In this example, it would round it down to 30. I can keep going all the way up to 33. And at 33, my average would be 30.75. Again, rounded down to 30, which would still keep me in that 4-30 bracket. But the second that I increased that one to 34, my bracket or my average fighter level now goes up to 31. The second that happens, the game automatically bumps me up into the next bracket, which is now the 4-40 bracket. Okay? There are specific brackets in the game. Just because my average level is 31 doesn't mean that there's a level 31 bracket. There is not a level 31 bracket. There is a 4-30 bracket and a 4-40 bracket. The second my average level hits 31, it's above the threshold of this 4-30 bracket. It's 4 dash maximum level of 30 bracket. If I'm at 31, I'm over that level 30, and so it's going to bump me into the next bracket, which is 4-40. This is what we see all the time on the Hustle Castle official Facebook page. People are frustrated, and they're like, oh, man, the matchmaking is terrible. You need to fix it. It's unfair, blah, 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 blah. And we say, well, post a picture of your squad. And they post this, 30, 30, 30, 34. And we go, okay, well, let me explain to you how all this works. It's your average level is 31. It's putting you in the level 40 bracket, and you're going up against people that have a full deck of level 40 fighters. Of course you're getting slaughtered. You're vastly underpowered. And it's because they just don't know how it works. And they're, keeping it like that. And so the idea here is this. Know exactly which arena bracket that you're going for, plan it out, and then increase your fighter levels to the maximum level for that bracket. Because if you sit here and you keep it like this, you are automatically at a disadvantage. Okay, you're automatically putting yourself at a disadvantage because almost every single person in that bracket is going to be level 40. And you're going to be at level 30 and a 34. And I have seen this all over the place. I've seen this in my own clan even. And guys like, hey, can you take a look at my gear and give me recommendations? And I look and I'm like, dude, you have like a 16 level gap in your fighters. I don't care about gear. Level up your troops to all the same thing. Now, another source of confusion that we see all the time, let's go back to this 4-30 bracket. We will see somebody do this, and they'll say, hey, I'm in the 4-30 bracket, and I see somebody who has a level 36. That's not fair. They're cheating. I'm going to submit a ticket. I actually do see this quite a bit. And every time I do, I'm like, well, why don't you look at their other fighters? Because I guarantee you they have a level 27. And then inevitably you look at it and they're like, oh, yeah, they do. And the reason being is because that averages out to 30.75, which again goes down to 30, and keeps them in the 4-30 bracket. You have to really plan for this. These are people that are playing with that formula to keep themselves in that bracket, even though they have a fighter that's well over that threshold. It is possible to get a very, very high squad power in relation to that bracket, which increases your chances dramatically of top threeing in the arena every single time you try, if you're able to do this. But I don't recommend doing this. And there's a couple of reasons. One, most times when you're going up in brackets this way, it requires you to increase your throne room. And when you increase your throne room, that dramatically increases store prices, both in the arena and the portal, as well as, the prices of your rooms and everything like that. That is typically not worth it because, the prices of getting purple shards in the arena, which is where you should be getting them, or not the arena, the dark portal, which is where you should be getting them. You want to keep that as low as possible in relation to your squad strength. So it doesn't make sense to sit there and increase your throne room level, and which effectively doubles the cost of the purple shards and stuff, while trying to purposely keep your troop levels low. It effectively takes the portal away from you completely and out of the game. Second, it increases the prices of the arena store dramatically as well, effectively taking that out of the game. The only thing that it does for you, period, the only thing is that it makes it easier for you to get badges. But you're, in the arena, but you're not spending those badges. You're saving them. It also locks you down to this power level. So in relation to clan wars for your clan, you're not really doing much for them. because you're staying stagnant. You're not progressing. You're sitting here for a long time when you could be increasing your troop levels. Now, that's one. The second reason that I don't, really want you to do this, or I don't recommend people to do this, is because here's the deal. If you are in a throne room, and this is very, very closely related, if you're in a throne room, like let's say throne room level 7, okay, you can be level 40 in throne room level 7, and you can increase your fighters all the way up to level 55 in TR7, okay? And I believe you can go all the way to 5-55. So you can go all the way from 4-40 to 5-55, all in TR7, okay? Now, since all of the store prices in the game are based off of TR level, the second you get to TR7, whatever, why would you stay at a very low power? Particularly for, the portal, it's very advantageous of you to be at the highest possible power rating for your TR that you can possibly muster up. And this is where that sweet spot in TR7 comes in. If you can get 5-55, all legendary, and TR7, you can absolutely tear up the portal and just get purple shards like it's nobody's business. But if you're purposely keeping yourself at like 4-40 at TR7, you're not going to be able to get hardly anything comparatively. And then so let's say I'm trying to sit there and go, okay, well, I want to make sure I'm still in the 4-40, but I want to have one that's level 46, blah, blah, blah. It's also extremely difficult. Let's say this example right here, 27, 30, 30, 36. Let's say I want to do this, right? Well, first you have to have all your fighters at level 27. Why? Because I need to make sure I get all legendary gear at level 27 so that I have a level 27 character fully decked out in legendary. Then I take these 3 to level 30. Then I get full legendary for these 2 level 30s. Then I take this one to level 36. And then when I take this one to level 36, then I need to make sure I get full legendary for 36. If I flat out take this one to 27, this one to 30, this one to 30, and this one to 36 immediately, which is very, very easy to do, I just screwed myself. Because every single piece of legendary that I get, like in the portal or the arena, what have you, is going to be around level 36 because that's my relative strength. And now this guy is outfitted terribly and is practically useless in battle. These guys are also going to be pretty difficult to outfit. It's going to be difficult to get my artifacts to fit all of these guys. So you really have to plan ahead of time, and it's very, very difficult to do when you could just increase, your strength right off the gate, plan it out. So what I recommend doing is this. If you know that you're going to, let's say, for example, be in the 4-40 bracket, you're going to stay there for a while because you want to sit there and farm purple shards in the portal and you want to farm valor and badges in the arena. Just get all of your fighters to level 40. Okay, just get them there and sit there and just work on getting them full legendary across the board. Get artifacts in every single one of them, and stay there. If you know you're going to be in 5-55, get them all to level 55, and stay at level 55 for a while. If you know you're going to be in 70, get them all to 70. That's how they work. These are how the brackets work. If you have a large disparity in your levels, fix it. If there is a massive difference in, power, squad power, you might be in a bracket that you're not, equipped for. Your average level, might be off. You can fix that in a couple different ways. You can make the administrative decision if you really were desperate. You can banish someone from your castle. That would fix something. Or you can just level up your guys appropriately and then start gearing them from there. Every time you do skip into a new arena, you are going to start in the bottom half of the power level in that arena. That is inevitable. It doesn't matter what you do. Okay. If you have 4 level 30 fighters, even if they're fully decked out 100% in all legendary across the board, and then you go right into the level 40 bracket, well, guess what? You have all level 30 gear. It can't be helped. You're going up against people that are level 40 and have level 40 gear. You're going to be at a disadvantage. This happens to every single person in the entire game. You are no different. Building that strength up happens over time. It's natural. So don't get frustrated at that. It happens to everyone. It's part of the game. It's part of the ongoing challenge. But that's the way that the brackets work. That's the way to determine your bracket and which bracket that you're in. You'll need to cross-reference this with all the brackets that exist. And again, I'll put that link in the description below. If you have any questions or anything, hit me up in the comments, and I will try to do a little bit better going forward on posting these videos a little bit more frequently and answering questions appropriately. Have fun, guys.